1 2 1 2. Yes, sorry about that. Okay, I'll start again. Had a major crash. Okay, the whole system shut down. And then I was talking for about 10 minutes. I had no microphone. That's because I got things working. Whatever. Right. Just before I had a major crash, we was talking about you couldn't read the text because you was using two apps working against each other. I called it when it's raining at night and the bright light showing, you get the distortion effect, okay, on white background. That's why you couldn't read that. But at the same time, like I explained, I needed the NVIDIA app working. Okay? But before we go any further, look at the MSI Afterburner. I am using 95% graphics at 62 Celsius, nearly 600 watts. And my CPU is using an extra 20%, okay? At 35 frames per second. Remember, I was running at 60% native because I was using the frame generation in the NVIDIA app and also lossless scaling. Okay? Now, when you start using all these programs together, things start to drop. Now, if I don't want to crash again, I'm going to have to reduce my frame rate on my Afterburner. It's called capping. And I'm also going to have to clean the RAM. So we clean the RAM first before I do anything. The RAM has now been cleaned. Now, I want to cap it. It's at 60 frames. I'm going to cap it to 30. Okay. Now we've been saved parameters. My native resolution now is 30, not 60. But I'm still showing 240 frames because that is capped at 240 frames. But that is smooth. You see, when you run different programs, it runs and explains. There's so much to explain, but I haven't got too long to do all of this. I'm going to have to do it all again. Because this is actually 3 videos in one, and I only wanted 1 video to show the continuous. As you can see, you can read the text. Because now I'm just using smooth motioning on the lossless scaling. I'm not saying the NVIDIA app doesn't work. That is not what I'm saying. I've just not found out a way to make it work. Or is it a problem with CIG and the NVIDIA app? I don't know. I just know when you put them both together, you've got side effects. I can play in this now, and I'm happy playing in this. But we're going to go downstairs. If you remember, we had the windscreen wiper effect when it's raining in the dark, and we had shimmer. We had both of those. All in the one screen. That was too much interference. I don't like shimmer. I also want to read the text. Until I can work out the latency, I've now reduced my native from 60 to 30. Yes, it could have gone a lot higher. I'm still in 6K. Am I in 6K or 8K? I'm in 8K. I'm gonna go 6K. Because remember, I am tuning for VR. And VR is 4K per eye that can go to 6K per eye. And I'm still trying to push 120 Hertz in lab mode. Don't worry. This is all future tech, okay? Because also the streaming also has to match. See, with the thing breaking down, it's free video, so it breaks everything up. You see, everybody has a standard, but you've got to understand your standard. And when you reach that standard, people will come and turn around and say to you, don't do this, don't do that. It's what works for you. This is the quality I want. I want 8K, all right? VR is not ready for 8K yet. All right, it can do it, it's not ready. Okay. If you remember the last video, that was bad. Also, you'll notice there's no shimmering. That's because of smoothing. And I'm able to perfect this with the lossless scaling on top of the NVIDIA app. Now the problem is, if I wasn't using the NVIDIA app, could I still get the same effect? I've not even tried that yet actually, you know. But as you can see, both them two problems has been eliminated. And I'm still showing 230 frames per second. That's not native. 30 frames per second is native. But if you look, I'm using 80% of the graphics. Okay. The Celsius is okay. I'm using 400 watts. Alright. I'm using slightly higher on the processor, but the temperature is not too bad. Now the question is, when the NVIDIA app is fixed and using the lossless scaling on top, you know what that means, don't you? Better efficiency. Now, if I keep these apps running together and keep explaining it, NVIDIA app or lossless scaling or Star Citizens will see this eventually and find out what the crack is and clean up their act. But if I weren't doing none of this, none of you guys would understand. And this is what I mean about future tech. And I'm going to keep doing this now until somebody sees this, because CIT needs to understand this, the lossless scaling needs to understand this, and so does the NVIDIA app, because it's all three programs into one. There's no shimmering. But there's one more added thing to the caviar: VR. VR has a very high refresh rate. And I'm counting on that too when it comes in. The VR's already out there, but I haven't got it in this country. I'm not prepared to go abroad and buy it because, like I said, it's £2,000. And if it doesn't work, it's dead money down the drain. Okay, let's talk about import duty. If it doesn't work, I've got to pay the shipping costs. I've just lost out and £300 in import, and all them type of things, they're not refundable for a piece of tech that don't work. That's another reason why I want to buy it in the UK. It's been a hard wait. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is outstanding. This is outstanding. This cannot play in 60k native. And don't forget, I am in 6k, not 8k. 6k native. And now I'm going to up on the afterburner to 60 frames. All things gonna, because I'm overpowering everything here now, okay? But remember, when I was running before, I had no problems. I'm now using 108 watts on the processor. I'm still going at 230 frames per second, but my native didn't go up. There's a bottleneck. Alright? And the bottleneck is the graphics card. There is a way to bounce that up. I have to turn down the lossless scaling. This is how much understanding I've got of this system now. I'm going to turn down the lossless scaling. I'm going to turn it down to 60. Might be too high, no, it's 30. I'm going to turn it down to, yeah, 60. Remember 240. It's all down to balancing at the end of the day. I've got an extra 10 frames. Like I said, the bottleneck here now is the graphics card. I'm not going to overclock the graphics card, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm using, because I do a lot of stress testing, I call it a fuse. I'm not going to alter the fuse. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at, can you see the shimmering? I can see the shimmering because it's below 120. I'm putting everything back. I don't like shimmering. 2, 4, that sort itself out. The shimmering's gone. Put down, turn down the cap the afterburner back to 30. Remember, the native speed minimum should be 60. It can play 30. And you guys have not got what I've got, so 30 will be standard in New York. Most all you guys PC, 30 is standard. Mine can go a lot higher. I've now capped everything at 30. I'm sorry I can't show you guys what's going on in the background because it means my screen's open and I've got a lot of security things in the background I don't want people to see, okay? I know there's ways around it, but every day I'm doing a lot of tests. actually, we want to know the truth. If I could have got the lossless scaling working on the NVIDIA app in conjunction with the lossless scaling, it would. There has to be workarounds. The native is 30 frames per second, okay, not 240. That's film generation, okay, and it's actually 30. But my screen is 120, okay, 4 times lower than its capabilities. The sad thing is, at the moment, in the last 3 hours, I've started to stream 3 or 4 times. And it's not what I wanted. I just wanted to have one continuous stream, which I've been doing for the last few days now, which I think is better than cutting and changing, cutting and changing, cutting and changing. But what I want you guys today to go to understand what's been going on. I've done 2 streams today to show shimmering, okay, and when it's raining, what happens to light up the distortion between the afterburner, the lossless scaling, and the NVIDIA app. I've tried to explain it as much as I can verbally, okay, but I can't stay on any longer now because I've got to see to my daughter coming down next half an hour. I'm sorry, I did try to stay on, and showing cut, take 1, take 2, take 3, it's not acceptable, I get it, okay? So I'm going to apologise, not for me, but apologise to put you through all, what they call it. By rights, I should do the whole lot again because it is repeatable, okay? It is repeatable, but it won't be today. Depending how I feel, I might do day 27, I think it is tomorrow. Is it? Well, today's day 26. Day 26 of Death of the Spaceman. I might repeat it all tomorrow, so you can exactly see what I'm doing. And I will be on at this same time, okay? Yes, you know something? You guys take time out, have a break, get back to your normal lives, pretend you've not heard of me, okay? I will be on tomorrow morning, okay? And I will repeat the whole lot again, okay? And show you what happens with these apps, the power consumption, and what to use and what not to use and why. Why you should spend oh crap. There was also the Pico in there too, wasn't there? Oh, I tell you what, I'm not going to be doing the Pico tomorrow, okay? Because I don't think I'm going to work on that because it's not going to be better than Samsung in the long run. But we're talking about screen resolution, Star Citizen, and what works with Star Citizens. So like I said, go back to today's, what they call it, somewhere there, which lasts 4 hours or so. That will explain about Pico, okay? The Pico Swan, like I said, at the end of the day. I was going to do research on that, but if I want to give my true opinion, I can't be working in 15 different sets. You need one set, and the best set that will work. Star Citizens is the best program. It's not finished, yeah, we know, but it pushes everything you can imagine in the game and future tech today. And what I've got is future tech of tomorrow, okay? And you can see that within the frames, beating normal frames, but it's not even heard of, okay? Because I understand technology up to a certain extent, and I use AI to explain all of this, so you guys get it. But I'm going to log out now because I've got to see to my daughter, okay?